This happened over and over, so that's a lot. That's a lot.
So she basically says, wait till your father gets home. He's going to punish you.
Yeah, and he's going to kick that dude's ass.
Wait till your daddy comes home. We're going to deal with this. Like, I don't even know what I'm going to do with you right now.
I'm fed up.
She was upset.
Okay.
Well, Eva drove her to a bridal shower in the neighborhood the same day, this morning after, which would have been like the 23rd.
Drove her mom to it?
Yeah, so Cynthia is very upset, and she tells Eva, we're going to deal with this when your dad gets home. I've got a bridal shower to go to. So Eva's like, okay, I'm going to drive you there. So Eva takes her mom to this bridal shower, drops her off. But before Cynthia, parts ways with her daughter, she says, your father is never going to look at you the same again.
Oh, shit.
Yeah. I mean, I guess that's the equivalent of, I'm very disappointed in you.
It is.
And for a lot of kids, that means something.
Well, even to a girl, like in her daddy's eyes, if you will, I don't even want to, be weird about that, but just, in her, daddy's little princess kind of blah, blah, blah thing. Yeah, that could really hit home, maybe even with Eva.
So Eva fucks this dude, takes her mom to the bridal shower.
Hey.
She's in trouble.
Your dad's not going to like this.
Her mom's at the bridal shower. She goes back home. So, of course, she only has time to think about what has happened.
Right.
Now, according to Eva, Jeremy calls her at some point while she's at home alone. And he tells her, we need to bring your mom back home from this party. And we're going to kill her.
Whoa, shit, no, dude, we can't do that. That's my mama.
Right.
Okay.
But there's some pre-planning to this.
Yeah, but now, she's down with that.
According to Eva, this is all Jeremy's idea. He calls her, go get your mama, I want to talk to her. So Eva kind of devises this plan. She's going to reach out to her mother at the bridal shower and say, hey, Jeremy is at the house, and we wanted to sit down and talk to you. He's upset about what's happened. He wants to address you in a mature manner. Can we sit down and have a discussion?
Okay, well, I guess as a parent, I might be like, I'm going to see what's up with this.
So her mother is like,
maybe I can at least express to this person, this is not okay. We're not going to do this anymore.
You're right. So her mom's like, okay, she makes some excuses to the people at the bridal shower that she had to excuse
my daughter's
herself.
a slut. I gotta go.
I think she says her dog was sick and she needs to go.
I'm just kidding. I shouldn't have said slut. I shouldn't have said that.
But Mom, Cynthia, had also confided in a friend during the bridal shower what had happened.
She's fucking again, guy. What's up?
Maybe. But she makes an excuse to the host. Hey, my dog is sick. I really have to go.
Right.
Sorry to, leave so fast or whatever. Leave so quickly.
Right. Anybody that really knew her knew probably that she's dealing with something.
So Eva picks her mom up and brings her back to their home.
Okay.
I guess her mom, they're in the garage, and her mom is kind of talking to Eva a little bit, and then Jeremy sneaks up behind her and starts choking her.
Oh my God.
Right. So they're kind of, I guess, maybe before this, like I said, I don't have this completely mapped out, but they're kind of starting to argue. That's when he starts to choke her.
Okay.
So he starts choking her out. Now, according to Jeremy, his testimony is that he and Eva had conspired to kill Cynthia, that this was planned, they had talked about it, that it was Eva's idea. She is the one who said, you've got to kill my mom. My dad can't find out. I'm afraid if my dad finds out, he's going to hurt me.
This is a fucked up plan. It's not going to work.
Kill my mom.
Okay.
And so Jeremy is going along with it, and that he's carrying the plan out. So he grabs Cynthia. He's choking her. He says, according to his testimony, that Eva kept coming into the garage asking, is it done yet?
Okay.
So he chokes her. He gets her on the ground. She's kind of losing consciousness. And then here comes Eva in. Are you sure she's dead? Is she dead yet? Make sure she's dead. And then she was going inside the house and coming back out. And she eventually brings him a flashlight, like a pretty heavy duty, I'm thinking probably like a mag light.
Yeah, one of those ones really with the 4 or 5 D-cell batteries in them. Yeah.
And hands it to
Police
Jeremy
light.
and says, hit her.
Oh, no.
And watched as Jeremy hit Cynthia basically in the head, and
so he's been choking her.
Yeah.
Almost had her strangled out, which is way harder than anyone knows.
Yeah.
Unless they try to strangle someone to death. It's tough. You think you got it. They're not quite dead. All that shit. I mean, you're talking, I think the estimates are anywhere 5 to 8 minutes.
Yeah.
It's very
a lot
physical.
Of physical strength to do this.
It's a lot.
Exactly.
So now he's bludgeoning her with a flashlight.
Right.
Wow.
So Eva's watching him hit Cynthia, and then at some point they're like, okay, she's dead.
Jesus
she
Christ.
Just keeps moving around.
Who could let their mama be done like this? Even if I was mad at my mama, me and my mama ain't always been on good terms, but I don't get it.
So after Cynthia's dead, they start cleaning together. So Cynthia's murdered in the garage of her home. And again, this is September 23rd, 2000. She's choked. She's struck in the head probably 3 times with a flashlight. So at this point, they're cleaning up. According to testimony from Jeremy, Eva has gone in the house. She is bringing cleaning products into the garage. She's spraying it with Clorox. She's hosing it down.
Okay.
I guess they get the mom's body and they're trying to like stuff it in the trunk of her mom's BMW.
Because that always works out.
Right. So they put it in the trunk and they end up driving it out to a location near the lake.
I still don't understand. So you just go kill your mama, and then she can't tell your daddy that you was caught in a bed with yet another boy, man, or whatever you want to say. And like, nobody's just going to be like, oh my God, your mom's gone. I mean, I don't get how you ever would think this plan would work.
Right.
But yeah, I mean.
Okay, so they take her out, they drop her body off in kind of a wooded area near the lake.
Oh, okay.
They proceed to burn her body. Because they think they'll be able to destroy the evidence.
Yeah.
And then they drive her mother's BMW, because this whole time she's been driving around in her mama's car. They drive her mother's BMW off like an embankment area, about a half a mile or a mile from where the body is.
Because that'll totally make sense.
Right.
When the cops find it.
So eventually, a couple finds the body of Eva. Because
the smoldering body.
This is a popular area. There's a lot of homes.
Yeah.
This is like a place where people go hang out, walk. It's a recreational area. So a couple finds this body. They call it in.
Of course. Who wouldn't?
So I guess at some point, like after this, and it's not very far along after this body, it's a few days or whatever, they end up, or maybe not even that, it might be a few hours. Like I said, I'm a little drunk.
Oh, I have
they
not
call
noticed.
The father, his name is Douglas.
Episode is so loosely based.
I know. So they call Douglas, the cops, and they're like, hey, we found your wife. And so Douglas is like, oh, he's outside like, oh, fuck, my wife is dead. I mean, I'm guessing.
Let's not disparage the father, because he was probably all to hell, guys.
Well, that was my sympathetic, like, oh, fuck, my wife is dead.
It's not coming across as very sympathetic right now, but I'm just going to say, let's move on.
Oh, okay.
But I'm sure he was distraught.
He was very upset.
Let's agree.
I thought we just talked about that.
Yes.
So, of course, he's like, well, I need to go in the house and tell my daughters and my kids what's happened. So he goes in the house. He starts telling the children what's going on. And
so there's some siblings? She's not an only child?
Yeah.
You didn't lay that out like normal.
Well, I guess there's other kids.
There's other kids. Smaller kids.
Sloppy. This is notes. This is not like a well-prepared
No, this is what
story.
it's supposed to be. But so there's other kids in the house. Besides, maybe she's the oldest. We don't know.
Yeah, maybe.
So he's telling the other kids something's happened to your mama.
He goes to the house. He's like, oh my God, something's happened to your mom. She's dead. And then Eva starts screaming, no, I don't have a mother anymore.
Oh, wow. A little bit over the top.
So the cops are starting to investigate this property. They end up finding kind of a clump of hair and blood in a grate outside the garage.
Oh, where she washed the fucking garage up.
Basically taking a water hose and trying to wash the garage out.
Ugh.
But there's like a clump of hair, there's blood, like it didn't quite clean up as thoroughly, I guess, as this teenager.
That's what happens when you bludgeon someone and you're a dumbass kid.
Then when cops start to, interrogate the family and they start talking to Eva. They're asking a lot of questions. She initially tells them that Cindy, her mother, was going to Asheville and she didn't know when she was coming back.
Oh, wow.
So the last time I saw my mom, she told me she was going to Asheville. She got in the car. She left. I haven't seen her since. I don't know what's going on.
Okay, I don't know why there's a clump of her hair on the garage drain.
But during questioning, as they're asking more questions, she starts straying from her original statements.
Oh, wow. It's almost as if she's lying.
And then it comes out when they start questioning some other people too about Eva's behavior. Someone described her as being completely difficult to deal with, and that her mother had expressed multiple times that she was very difficult to deal with. She would pout, throw fits, would be really unkind, disrespectful until she got her way.
Okay.
Just exhibiting this really spoiled, kind of out of control behavior.
Well, yeah, that explains a lot.
Dad talks about their family and he's like, well, yeah, Cynthia and Eva had some problems, like most mothers and daughters, but overall, they got along. They loved each other. You know, we're just a really normal family. We would go on trips. We enjoyed traveling together. We would take these big vacations. We would go to Europe, all over the United States.
Okay.
I mean, this girl definitely was like living a life of privilege.
Sounds it.
One of Mother's friends came out and said not only was Eva a handful, but that she had got caught letting boys in her room when they had been on a European vacation, which hadn't been, I guess, that far off.
So she's doing it on another continent?
Then they had gone to Charleston on a vacation, and at some point Eva had thrown some massive temper tantrum and basically ruined kind of the whole vacation.
Really?
So Mom had expressed to multiple friends that Eva was just a fucking handful.
She sounds like a little asshole.
She's
but you know what?
Very spoiled.
They let her become that.
I'm
gonna say it. I'm gonna say it.
So cops are starting to kind of piece this all together that, wait a minute, we find this blood and all this stuff in the garage.
Yeah.
She's telling us her mom went to Asheville, but we know good and well her mom went to a bridal shower.
And excused herself.
Exactly.
Basically,
the dog is sick.
I gotta go home and take care of some shit.
Yeah.
Right.
And then on top of that, it's paired with multiple people telling them, the cops, that Eva was a very difficult kid.
Right.
That she was very spoiled, manipulative.
They've had issues.
Entitled. She and her mom butted
she can't
heads
stop
quite often.
fucking everybody.
Okay.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Well, eventually, it's going to all start to come together, and they're going to make an arrest.
It's like some butt cheeks coming together like some butt cheeks.
They are going to arrest Jeremy Dunlap as well as Eva Barlowe.
Really?
Yes.
So they're already on the Jeremy, too?
Now, Jeremy is going to have a completely different side of the story from Eva. Jeremy is going to talk about how Eva was very manipulative and calculating. She pre-planned this entire murder.
She could have
that
been.
She wanted to kill her mom. She talked initially about maybe tampering with Cindy's car. Like, can we cut the brake lines? Can we do something so that she has an accident?
Ooh, you know what?
What?
I've kind of always wanted to, I have some mortal enemies that, I really could, if in a perfect world, if I could get away with it, kill.
About this?
No, maybe. I'm not going to name them.
This beer's really good. Okay.
But I'm saying, cutting their fucking brake lines, and just imagine them, backing out of their drive, and they get going right. They don't notice anything's wrong at first, but apparently they live on, a really curvy, fucking steep mountain road. And, just the next thing you know, they're careening through the fucking curve, and they're like, oh, and they go to pump and brake, and they go through the floor, and they're like, ksh, ksh, and you fucking caused that, and then they wreck and die.
This is like a scene from that John Candy movie, Who's Harry Crumb? Did you ever see that, where he's a detective?
Oh, fuck, I love it.
That's a fucking great movie.
It is.
It's very underrated. And
John Candy's an incredible person.
That movie was fucking funny.
I wish he was still alive.
I don't care, I'll fight you. That movie is great.
Yeah, bring it.
But he is driving down the curvy road in a car with no brakes. And that's the scene I'm imagining. Is that what you're thinking about?
Well, yeah, I would totally love to do that to some people.
He said that Eva also talked about maybe poisoning her mother.
So they've had multiple discussions about I need to get rid of my mom.
Yes.
And it's all coming from her.
Yes.
But you described her as being like this strong personality who loved to surround herself with these meek personalities who listen, like basically would let her manipulate.
Right. And Jeremy is definitely infatuated with her.
So that does not